So let's say our example is given with the equation x minus 1 quantity squared over 4 plus y squared over 9 is equal to 1. So we identify this standard form of equation as an equation for ellipse because the operation here is addition. Okay? This is also correct because it is equal to 1. So yun lang naman ang kailangan tingnan for the standard form of equation. Now, to identify the orientation, you have to remember that in an ellipse, A is greater than B. Okay? So, for the denominators, since the denominators are A squared and B squared, the bigger number will serve as your A squared. So, therefore, itong 4, this is your B squared, and itong 9, this is your A squared, since 9 is greater than 4. And if that is the case, the orientation of your ellipse will be vertical because A squared is below Y squared. Okay? Yung kasama niya sa term niya ay yung variable na Y. So, that means the orientation for the ellipse is vertical. Vertical ellipse means vertical major axis. Vertical major axis rather. So, ganyan po yung itsura natin. So, vertical siya, the major axis is also vertical. Okay? And then, for the center, the coordinate of the center, that is based on your x and y. So, since dito sa ating x, we have x minus y, recalling our standard form of equation, di ba, it follows x minus h quantity squared over b squared plus y minus k quantity squared over a squared is equal to 1. Okay? So, meaning, for your x, you have x minus h. You take the value of h, which is 1. So, for x coordinate, we have 1. Minus siya dito. So, dito siya ay positive. Comma, single yung y natin. Y squared lang siya. We see that kapag nasa origin yung ating, or kapag nasa 0, 0 yung ating center. So, single siya. That means 0 po yung kanyang y coordinate. So, 1 is from x minus 1, and 0 is from y squared. Okay? So, the center is based on the numerators. And then, to get the value of a, base lang natin siya dito sa a squared. Since ang a squared nga natin is the bigger number, which is 9, square root of 9, that is equal to 3. And then, for your b squared, for your b, which is from b squared, that is the square root of 4. Ito naman siya. So, we have square root of 4, which is 2. And then, to get the value of c, we just have to follow the formula. C is equal to a squared minus b squared, which is, we have here 9 as our a squared minus 4, which is our b squared. Okay? That gives us a square root of 5. So, we write here c is equal to square root of 5. Upon getting the values of a, b, and c, we can now get the coordinates. So, let's start with a for your vertices. So, vertices, that is in terms of a. So, nandito yung atin, vertical ellipse, ibig sabihin up and down. From your center, you are going up and down for a. So, you are from 1, 0. Kapag up and down tayo, ang nagbabago ay yung y coordinate. Okay? So, change tayo ng y coordinate for the vertices. We have 1, and then that is in terms of a nga, from the center. 1, 0, akyat ka ng 3, pataas. So, that is 0 plus 3. We have 1, 3. And then, going down from 1, 0, pababa naman tayo, you have 1, 0 minus 3, kasi pababa, subtraction. So, that gives us the vertices at 1, 3, and 1, negative 3. Okay? And then, for your letter B, which is the co-vertices, that is in terms of B. So, vertical ellipse, ibig sabihin horizontal minor axis. The endpoints of your minor axis is B. So, meaning ang ating direction is going to the right side and to the left side. Again, from 1, 0. Move ka ng right and left, ang magbabago naman po dun ay yung x-coordinate. So, we have here 1, 0 going to the right side. That gives us 1 plus 2. Kasi 2 units tayo pa right side. So, that is equal to 3, 0. Copy the y coordinate. And then the other side, from 1, 0 going to the left side, that is 1 minus 2. So that is equal to negative 1. Okay, negative 1, 0. Lagay lang natin sa baba. From 1, you have 1 plus 2, kaya nakuha yung 3. And then you have here 1 minus 2, kaya nakuha yung negative 1. Okay, that is from 1, 0 going to the right side and 1, 0 going to the left side. Okay, by 2 units, kasi B is 2. And then for letter C, which is your foci, that is in terms of C naman. Ito namang square root of 5. Okay? So, vertical ellipse, ibig sabihin, ang foci nyo ay pataas at pababa din. Collinear with your A. So, alam na natin ang nagbago dito ay y-coordinate kanina. So, therefore, dito, y-coordinate din sa C. So, from the center, 1, 0, that gives us 1, 0 plus square root of 5. So, we have positive square root of 5. And then, 1, going down, you have negative square root of 5. Okay? So, ang nagbago ay yung y-coordinate by square root of 5 units up and down. And then, for your major axis, vertical ellipse gives us vertical major axis. Ito po siya. So, pag vertical, we start the equation as x equals, and then, in the center, 1, 0, ang matatamaan niya po ay yung value na 1 or yung x coordinate. So, for your major axis, which is 2a, okay, from a to a, that gives, or that has the equation x equals 1, okay? Ito po siya, yung vertical line. For your minor axis, on the other hand, perpendicular siya. Pag sinabing perpendicular, edi kung ito ay vertical, ito po ay horizontal, ito po siya. So, kung nag-start tayo sa x, kapag horizontal, nag-i-start naman tayo sa y. So, y equals, ano naman po yung y-coordinate ng mga points dito? So, kung mapapansin nyo, y-coordinate is 0, y-coordinate is 0. So, 0 din po ang ikukuha natin. Kasi yun po yung tatamaan niyang point. Okay, dadaan po siya sa center and dun sa B. Okay, so y is equal to 0 or yung y-coordinate natin. This is 2B. So, kung halimbawa itatanong ang length, so the length of your major axis given with 2A, the length is equal to 6. Okay? L, that stands for length. Okay? And then, kung itatanong naman po ang length ng minor axis, that is in terms of 2B, so length is equal to 4. Okay? In the graph later, we'll count kung 4 nga sila or 6. So, ayan po yung ating computation with the parts of the vertical ellipse. So, again, fast wrap up lang. Given the equation, you identify the orientation by looking at the bigger number. Kasi in the ellipse, you identify or you have to note that A is greater than B. So, technically, itong mas malaking number in the denominator, it stands for A squared. Okay? And then, if A squared is below Y squared or the variable Y, the orientation is vertical. Okay? So, vertical po tayo dito. And then, for the center, tingnan lang natin yung numerators natin. So, yung x natin ay may minus 1. So, minus 1 siya. You take positive 1. On the other side, yung y naman natin is single, walang kasamang number. You have to write 0. Okay? And then, for a, balik tayo dun sa a squared natin. You take the square root, 3. Take the square root for b squared, 2. And then, for c, by solution, we get square root of 5. After knowing a, b, and c, base lang kayo sa center. So, from the center, orientation natin ay vertical ellipse. So, meaning, ang vertices natin ay pataas at pababa. That's why, ang nagbago sa atin ay y-coordinate by 3 units. Okay? Nag-plus 3 tayo at nag-minus 3. For the co-vertices naman, left and right side, from the center ulit, so ang magbabago naman dun ay x-coordinate. By 2 units, nag-add tayo ng 2. As you can see, 1 plus 2 sa x-coordinate, copy y-coordinate, and then 1 minus 2 for x-coordinate, and then copy y-coordinate. Okay? Since left and right side. And then for the foci, same with our vertices, pataas at pababa. So, y-coordinate po yung magbabago by square root of 5 units. So, plus square root of 5 minus square root of 5, copy lang yung x-coordinate. And then for your major axis, Vertical ellipse gives vertical major axis, vertical line that is represented by the equation that starts with x. X equals ano? Ano po ba yung point na tatamaan niya in the center? So, 1 po. So, you write x equals 1. And then, for your minor axis, perpendicular. Kung x ito, ay di ito ay y. Horizontal naman siya. Horizontal line is represented by equation that starts with y equals. Y equals ano? Ano po yung tatamaan niya in the center? 0 naman po. For the length, you just have to multiply by 2 yung ating A for the major axis, multiply by 2 yung ating B for the minor axis. So that gives us the solution for the vertical ellipse. Now, let's try graphing this one. Okay. So, graph lang natin siya. You have here, let's say we have the Cartesian plane here. Okay. So, this is the origin. No, this is the origin. So, let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And then we have here negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. It's also good na you are also drawing as you are listening para nasasanay din kayo. So, sabi daw, the center is at 1, 0. 1, 0 is right here. Ano? 1 sa x-axis, 0 sa y-axis. So, ito yung x-axis, ito yung y-axis. So, the center is at 1, 0. And then, vertical ellipse, meaning yung A natin pataas at pababa. So, let's count 3 units up. 1, 2, 3. Nagkaroon tayo ng 1, 3. And then, 2 units down. 1, 2, 3. Nagkaroon tayo ng 1, negative 3. These are your A. And then, for your B, you have 2 units. Horizontal naman kasi vertical. Eh, ang B ay sa minor axis, so horizontal siya. 2 units, so we have 1, 2. That gives us 3, 0. And then, you have 1, 2. That gives us negative 1, 0. Okay? And then, for your foci, square root of 5 is approximately 2 point something. So, pataas tayo ng 2 point something from 1, 0. That is 1, 2, and something. So, let's say, konting lagpas lang siya sa 2. And then, pababa naman tayo. From this point, you have negative 1, negative 2, and something. Okay? Negative 2 point something. So, these are your C. So, itong kanina, B yun. So, pag dinrawing natin yung ellipse natin, ganito po yung, probably, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. So, humpy-dumpy po ang idodrawing natin na vertical. Okay. It is really hard to draw. Anyway, as long as you're following the standards of the essential parts, okay na yun. Tsaka, basta hindi siya mukhang, alam niyo, mukhang diamond. Okay, so probably your ellipse looks like this. So, your major axis is from A to A. So, from this point A, going to the other A, kunwari na lang ay tumapat sila. Ba't hindi tumapat? So, A to A. So, ayan, A to A. This is your major axis. And then, B to B. Okay. B to B, that is your minor axis. So, as you can see here, itong major axis ninyo, yan ay may equation na x equals 1. 1 yung tinamaan niya, 1. And then, for your minor axis, that is y equals, ano yung tinamaan niyang point? Hindi ba? 0. 0. Sa origin siya dumaan. So, 0. Nasa x-axis yung ating, nasa x-axis yung ating minor axis. Okay? So, y equals 0 ang equation nun. So, probably your ellipse vertically inclined is something like this. And then, these are the solution.